some time because
absolutely.
yes. Ma'am, with your permission, should I start? So good morning, all the students. So today the topic is techniques for a successful group discussion and personal interview. And to deliver this wonderful topic today, we have with us Professor Swapna Tamankar, ma'am. Students by qualification, ma'am, she has completed BSc in mathematics from Ram Narayan Ruia College. She has done MMS, GNIMS in 2009. She is net eligible, that is National Eligibility Test 2012. Ma'am, in terms of awards and achievements, ma'am has won an award for the best emerging case for can we create a better customer experience? Yes, we can. Only if presented in IS, MCRC, and ET cases, 4th International Case Study Conference in January 2017. Ma'am has a huge experience. In terms of experience, ma'am has started her career with a VIG India Insurance Brokers Private Limited in 2009 itself. Then ma'am worked with the Guru Nanak Institute of Management Studies. Over there, she has taught subjects like business statistics, research methodology, marketing research, marketing finance, and marketing control systems. She was a part of the organizing team of the National Research Conference. HR policies are market driven in February 2011. She worked with VN Bedekar Institute of Management and Studies. As a professor, she taught over there business statistics, business research methods, and operations research. She was a course coordinator over there for a PGDM and a part of ISO 9001 2008. And then from 2015, she is with IBS Mumbai. IBS Mumbai, she taught quantitative methods, business research methods, marketing research, and business analytics. She was a part of a students development and club coordination team managing then intra-institute level student participation events from June 2016 to February 2019. She was a part of organizing team of the first marathon of IBS Mumbai run, Swasth Bharat Run, in December 2018. She generated over 11 plus internship projects in the field of marketing research firms like Nelson India, then Kantar Group, GFK Group. So these all things, it's a vast experience, ma'am, she has, and today we all are lucky that we are getting guidance from ma'am. So over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir.
Welcome.
Good afternoon, students.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
A very good afternoon.
Good afternoon,
Good afternoon, ma'am.
So, as I understand, you all have given the IPSAT exam, right? Jyotiram sir, they all have cleared IPSAT, right?
Ma'am, after that, they have on the basis of various exams they have registered, ma'am, and they are going to appear for our coming selection process.
Selection process. Okay, okay. So this is what I have planned for the day. That first we will have one GD session. Then based on your performance, I'll share some do's and don'ts, some techniques of GD. What should be done, what should not be done, what should be avoided, what should be strictly avoided. Then follow it up with maybe 1 or 2 practice sessions of GD that will cover almost an hour, and followed with PI tips, personal interview. Sounds good?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Let me start the session. Okay. Before going to the GD topic, I will require some volunteers. So either you raise hands on Zoom, like good students, obedient students, or I'll have to randomly pick. Simoni. I hope I'm pronouncing you right. Megha. Deval. Yesha. I need 5 at least. Yesha, is your system fine? Tejas. Tejas, would you like to be part of the GD? All right. I think 5 are enough to begin with. Others who may be interested, who might be interested, the second GD and the third GD are awaiting you. Okay. So what are the rules of the group discussion? Typically, any group discussion that you attend for any campus selection or an institute selection process, you are given 2 to 5 minutes. It differs from institute to institute, organization to organization. So the prep time is 2 to 5 minutes. The actual GD time can vary between 15 to 20 minutes. Again, depending on the number of participants and the institution, these rules change, followed by a summary that each student is expected to do. Here also, there are slight variations. Sometimes the institute does not expect each student to summarize. So it is 2 to 5 minutes of prep time, an actual GD of 15 to 20 minutes, and maybe a 5 to 7 minutes of summarization. Here, what we are going to do, I'm going to give you exactly 2 minutes to prep your thoughts. So what you have to do is be a little more agile. All 5 of you, I request you to switch on your camera. We all know you look extremely beautiful, handsome, and presentable, and no need to be shy of the camera. So 2 minutes of prep. The actual GD can continue for 7 to 10 minutes. If I see a lull, if I hear that same points are being repeated, then I'll abruptly stop the GD, but we can have a 7 minutes GD and 2 to 3 minutes of a feedback that I would like to share with each one of you. Where did you go wrong? What improvements were possible, and so on. Okay. Simoni, Tejas, Yesha, Megha, I request you to switch on your camera. Okay. So the GD topic for you is, I have kept the first topic as simple as I could. Work from home, a boon or a bane. Your 2 minutes to jot down your points start now. Work from home, a boon or a bane.
ना पर यार क्या बोलेगा?
Where's the fifth one? I think Tejas left. No worries. Yes, Akansha?
Can I be the part of this group discussion, ma'am?
Akansha, I'll take you into the group 2.
Okay, thank you.
Tejas, are you there or your internet snapped? I think his internet snapped. Akansha, I'll put you into the GD.
Thank you, ma'am.
So even if Tejas joins, 5 of you are part of the GD. Or 6 of you. Make table. Yes, your time starts now.
All right. So can I give the opening credits? Work from home, a boon or a bane? Well, I think it is a mixture of both the things as far as the employability is concerned and also the operational level for the companies, I believe. Because since the last thing,
बोलते जा रहा है.
sorry.
Saurabh, is there any problem you have? They will just a second.
Yeah.
I request each one of you to mute yourself. If you're not interested, please exit the session.
I don't think he's aware his mic is on.
No worries. Yes, continue.
Sorry.
You are muted. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it is beneficial for both of them, the employee and the company as well. As far as for the company, the cost cutting is concerned, as far as the employee, the employee has the comfort and the convenience to work from home. Although it still is a very, there's a thin line between how is it beneficial for the employee and for the company as well. Because I think it has been 2 years now, and there are a lot of instances where the companies are not able to especially focus and track where the employees are able to work or not, the off time and the in time as far as when they used to be working as compared to when they were in the office. So I think it is a mixture of both of them, the productivity and the convenience as well. What I believe in the long run, it should be that the company should focus on both of them equally. As I think one of the articles that I recently read is that India was trying to focus and bring in some rules and regulations of only working 4 days a week now, which I think a lot of companies will be making it an optional. I think the company should make it optional whether the employee wants to work 5 days a week or 4 days a week. That'll be in a ratio of 4:2 or 1, working from home and from working from office. So I believe that is one of the very good ideas to work upon so that the employee is able to maintain the work-life balance that he wants. And it is also beneficial for the company to get the work done. Anybody else would like to join in?
I would like
Agree
to add that I feel that the work from home is a bane because though we are working from home, we are stuck to our computers for more than 14 to 15 hours. It's like we are working because there's no there's lack of, as we are available every time, there's flexibility. We are asked to work more and more than in office hours, that's fixed hours. And if there's an issue like an IT issue or something, so it is taking more time to be resolved, or a meeting that a thing. If we have an issue, we can resolve it in a meeting if we are in an office there. But if there is something update or something, we require to set up a meeting and everything. So I feel that in that way, infrastructurally, we are lacking something. So it is a bane. And That is why companies are now asking their employees to return to office.
Yeah,
That is a
even
very
I
good point.
feel it's a bane because everyone, when the lockdown started and the work from home started, everyone started to feel lethargic. Everyone was lazy. The work which was supposed to be submitted in an hour, it got delayed. And the moment everything like came back to normal, the corporates asked the people to come back. The corporates have a dress code specially, but now when the lockdown was there, people started wearing pajamas. Everyone was lethargic. So I personally feel it was a bane.
I think I would agree with Deval, and I would like to add on some point. I think work from home is a boon for especially women because see at this modern point of time also, you know, women are expected to look after their children also, and their work also, whether they are, you know, working or not, doesn't matter. So I think with this work from home option, they can manage both work and their children home. So I think it's a boon for women especially. Thank you.
But
I agree.
according to me, I think there is a gray part between boon and bane. Of course, there are two sides of a coin. So, in similar ways, as Deval mentioned, cost effective, and Megha said that it is not very much feasible because long working hours and everything. I am a working person, so I do agree with Megha. Like my working hours are 9.5 hours, but then due to some technical issues and everything, so it sometimes stretches to 12 hours. But at the same time, it is like I get to work from the comfort of my own house. So I feel there is a gray part between boon and a bane.
Well, this is exactly the point I was trying to make. Thank you, Simone, for that point. That where I would, counterpart Yesha on this. That if you are in the comfort of the home, at the end of the day, it is about productivity. It is not about for where you are working. It's about what are you working on. For example, like Simone said that she needs to work, say 9.5 hours. Some people need to work for 10 hours or even 12 hours a day. But if they are in the convenience of their home, the productivity increases, which helps the company and the employee as well. That is the reason I must say that it is more of a boon than a bane. Obviously, there are banes, not like if Simone is a very valuable employee to the company, not everybody would be as dedicated and as convenient working as Simone is working. But yeah, definitely. But then there is the problem that if whenever there's a problem, the company needs to find a solution for this because this is not something that has been created, or we don't know that how long is this going to last. It is always about working on solutions, not the problems. When the problem is known to you, you need to work on the solution, which is why the employees can, which is why the companies have now started, which I earlier mentioned, that now they are trying to make it a very convenient place that they want their employees 4 days a week in their offices and the rest of the time from their home, so that a work-life balance is maintained. And when your employee is happy, the employee is motivated to keep and work for the company, which gives him a little bit of extra boost. That is the point I was trying to make.
Totally agree. Moreover, the traveling cost and the employees save the traveling cost as well as the time.
Agree.
So, and many people have to travel in train. So, in the rush hours, they have to go through so much hardships that they can't totally focus in the office when they go. They'll continuously
Absolutely.
be thinking that I have to go home. Itna rush hoga. How can I go home and all that. So, more than a bane, it is a boon. Work from home.
I totally agree to you, Deval, but I think from 4 days working a week, I will prefer hybrid system would be a better working system, because for the 4 days, like 1 day extra, the working hours are going to increase, and rather than hybrid, you will also get the comfort of work from home as well as office. You can go to office if there's an issue that can be cleared sooner, like updates can be given sooner, and the remaining days we can work from home, as so we'll have comfort of both work from home as well as office.
Agreed. Well, I think here I'll have to give it to you, Megha, what you just said about the technicality part. If, for example, I think you mentioned IT upgrades and internet or network problems. Well, that is a very big problem, but I don't think that will be happening if we have 31 days, if the employee is working 24 days a week. That would be happening at least, I think, only once a month, or maybe once in 2 months.
I need
Where
to
I think that one
intervene
can.
and pause the GD over here. Thank you so much for the participation. First and foremost, a genuine big round of applause for those who participated, because taking initiative is the first cookie point or the bonus point that you get. And it's always good to take initiative. Please remember this, that there are 85, 80 odd participants, but these 5 have bagged the first opportunity. पहले हाथ ऊपर करने को बहुत ज्यादा वैल्यू होती है in every platform of your life that you're going to face. Please remember that. That's the first tip that I would definitely like to share. First mover's advantage is extremely valuable in every domain. Okay, that's number one. Now I have jotted some points that you have shared. The first, let me share the Excel sheet. So as you were speaking, I was trying to jot the points. First and foremost, ladies, you let Devil speak for 2+ minutes in the beginning. Okay, हम यहाँ दया धर्म करने के लिए नहीं आए हैं. आपको एक किसी इंस्टीट्यूट की सीट चाहिए या कोई जॉब चाहिए, तो you have to be extremely agile, extremely competitive, and the lethargy point that was emerging in the group discussion was eminent in your participation. तो ये जो lethargy मुझे sound कर रही थी, like the laid back way in which you were putting forth your points, there was no urge in you कि नहीं मुझे मेरा बोलना है, देवल तू चुप कर. ये 2 मिनट वो बोले जा रहा है. Nobody is trying to stop him, nobody is trying to make an effort, but Deval, I would like to say something, I would like to add on. He covered most of the points. Okay, so what happens in a GD is, when most of the points get spoken in, say, first half of the GD, you lose out the points for originality, because no matter what you end up speaking are not original points. So you lose out the advantage of originality. That's number one. Okay. One good thing I saw was nobody changed their stand. Those who were speaking that yes, it's a bane, I think by and large did stick to their stand that yes, it's a bane. Those who were saying that it's a boon, they were going with their point. Now that is extremely important, that once you say boon, आपको डटे रहना है और आपको उतने points बोलने हैं. Okay, we will see the do's and the don'ts later. Simoni, I have one feedback. You were the last one to speak in the entire GD. Okay, although you mentioned that it's gray, it's absolutely okay if you say that I support both the sides, that it is a bane and it is a boon, but the points that you make under each category, boon and a bane, need to be extremely analytical and strong to give evidence that yes, it has plus and it has con, like negatives, pros and cons दोनों है, और दोनों के नीचे 2 points तो बोलने हैं एक साथ, तब जाके वो impact आता है. You can't just say that it's a gray area and then stop. आपने बस एक हाथ point बोला था when you said it's gray, I support both. No, if you're supporting both, then your arguments need to be extremely strong and articulate.
Okay, ma'am. I'll
Okay.
make sure I.
As far as this group is concerned, you definitely did stand out in the entire GD.
Thank you, ma'am.
मतलब, I'm not saying that the others did not have enough meat or points to put forth, but you did not make that attempt to come ahead and speak. Okay. But the good part is everybody spoke, which is extremely crucial and important. So a big thumbs up for all of you.
Thank you,
Alright.
ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm unveiling.
Thank you. Can we pause
yes.
our mics and
Yes,
shut down the video?
yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Here on, whoever wants to participate for GD, please remember you have to switch on your camera. Otherwise, I am not letting you participate. Now there is somebody named iPhone. What's your name? Somebody has raised hand.
Ramya.
Yes, Ramya.
Yeah,
You
ma'am.
would-
I would like
you-
to participate.
Yeah. Let me first take you through few do's and don'ts so that
Okay,
you
ma'am.
use them in the next GD. And all these 5, you are most welcome to be part of maybe the 3rd GD, so that listening to these points, if you want to improve your performance, okay, maybe you have that opportunity कि अब देखते हैं थोड़ा improve कर पाते हैं क्या. Okay. All right. Let's see what do we have as far as GD is concerned. So my GD mantra is coral. Okay, simple. What does coral stand for? Communication. आपको कुछ भी हो जाए, you have to communicate with conviction. Lack of confidence नहीं चलेगा. Lack of conviction नहीं चलेगा. कि मैंने feeble attempt कर दिया. Not allowed. Simoni, you had very good point, but you did not back it with examples. इसलिए वो खुश हो गया. जैसे बहुत देर अगर हम कोल्ड ड्रिंक को खोल के रख दे, उसमें से फिज निकल जाता है, वैसे हो गया वो. एक्चुअली कोल्ड ड्रिंक तो बहुत टेस्टी थी, लेकिन आपने उसमें से फिज निकाल दिया. सो कम्युनिकेशन with conviction and with confidence. Okay. Communication, if you are blanked out, if you get zapped out, please remember this communication. मुंह खोलो अपना. Of if you all have ever seen Friends in your life, remember that Ross wala moment. Speak anything. It could be any words in the world. It's okay, but speak. Okay, अपना मुंह खोलना है आपको, इतना याद रखो. Because that goes completely against you if you don't make an attempt. Originality. Okay, लोग बोलते तो हैं, people speak non-stop, but what they do, they borrow from this, they borrow from here, they juggle it and अपनी खिचड़ी पका के बेचने की कोशिश करते हैं. That's not cool. You do not get any additional points beyond just opening your mouth. So एक तो हो गया कि आपने मुंह खोला और आपने 1 या 2 पॉइंट्स बोले. उसके बाद किसको वैल्यू मिलती है? If your points are original. Okay. So each time if you are bringing new aspect, new layer, new dimension to the discussion, then you get that added bonus. ये हो गया second bonus. Third bonus किसको मिलता है? Relevance. कि हम work from home की बात कर रहे हैं तो stick to the domain. अभी ये work from home तो बहुत generic topic था, आप बोल पाए. But अगर कोई बहुत specific topic हो, आपको मालूम ही नहीं है और फिर भी आप बकबक करके जा रहे हो, तो उसके कोई मार्क्स नहीं होते. You have to be very relevant to the topic, to the domain that is being discussed. ये तो हो गया third point on which you get graded. The fourth point is analytical. कैसे हवा में बात नहीं करने हैं. Bring out some statistics. 50% of the people were struggling, to manage their work life, working from home. तो ये दूध का दूध पानी का पानी हो जाता है कि ये वर्क फ्रॉम होम सिर्फ हुआ है, नाम के लिए है. सो यू नीड टू बी वेल रेड. ये एनालिटिकल जो होता है ना, ये पढ़े बगैर नहीं आता. सो एटलीस्ट there is no shortcut to success, there is no shortcut to a little bit of slogging when it comes to GD. You literally have to take 5 to 6 topics which are current topics of GD. Find news articles for those 5 to 6 GD topics and write it down in a notebook of your preparation so that your brain remembers them कि अच्छा ये GD topic के लिए ये fact मैंने पढ़ा है, मैं लिख रहा हूँ. Because if I face that GD, I should be able to put forth it as a statistic. People do it. I am not kidding. मैं झूठ नहीं बोल रही. In IBS campus, IBS Mumbai, if you have heard of JP Morgan Chase, who comes for placement year on our campus, those students who go get selected in JP do this. And I don't need to tell you कि JP Morgan Chase के packages क्या होंगे. They are pretty hefty and lucrative. Let me say that. Okay. So जो लोग JP में select होते हैं, which is like the premier dream company in IBS Mumbai, people do this. किताब लेते हैं, हर एक GD टॉपिक बना के रखते हैं कि अच्छा ये मैंने स्टैटिस्टिक्स पढ़ा है, ये प्रोज है, ये कौन है, मुझे क्या बोलना है. ये थोड़ा सा प्रिपरेशन लगता है, उसके बगैर नहीं आएगा. और यू रियली नीड टू बी अपडेटेड ऑन न्यूज ऑन अ डेली बेसिस. अगर न्यूज अपडेटेड है ऑन अ डेली बेसिस तो ये सब रट्टाबाजी करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. लेकिन अगर न्यूज पढ़नी ही नहीं है तो थोड़ी प्रिपरेशन तो लगेगी. And last, leadership or team skills. So what happened towards almost 5 minutes were up and Simone had not uttered. Sometimes it happens that almost 10 minutes are up and there is one candidate who doesn't speak. And if you make others pause, let somebody speak. It shows your leadership skills. It shows your empathy level. It shows that yes, you can control a group of people. It shows your team skills. Okay. If somebody is being a bully, बहुत बड़बड़ करते जा रहा है, arrogant है, थोड़ा सा ओवर द बोर्ड जा रहा है, तो उसको चुप कराना कि भाई शांत रहे, हमको भी बोलना है. My dear friend, it's okay. We all are hearing you, but let us also speak. These leadership skills matter a lot even in a heated GD. So remember that leadership or team skills is a very added bonus in the end. I would request people to keep themselves mute. I cannot keep doing it each time. You may be traveling, you may be doing something. I appreciate the efforts that you are taking then to still be part of the GD session. But please, please, please keep yourself muted. Okay, few tips. How can you initiate? Okay, which has some additional edge. So start off with a famous quote or a relevant phrase for the GD. That is always a good start. Or lay down some relevant statistics or figures, as I said, but this will come only if you are well read. ये ऐसे ही हवा से नहीं आता, वो facts होने चाहिए. Start with a question. Work from home, a boon or a bane? I feel it's a bane, or I believe, or I think it's a boon, and so on. So एक सवाल भी करना है और उसका जवाब भी आप ही को देना है. Then it becomes a impactful initiation. Okay. Few useful phrases. Good morning or good afternoon, colleagues. I would like to begin by saying da. Or I'd like to begin by stating my views on the matter. So and so. This especially for those who struggle stringing sentences in English. Am I going too fast? Do you want to note anything down? Useful phrases for agreeing or disagreeing. I completely agree with whoever the person has spoken and then put forth your point. As a matter of fact, so and so is right. I think you are absolutely right. I have to side with Megha or Dilip or Devil on this one. Disagreeing, I respectfully disagree with so and so. I feel it wouldn't be right to exaggerate so much. Though I agree with, say, Megha, it seems to me that she is off the mark. She has exaggerated. She has not taken all the points into consideration. Few phrases that add a charm to the points that you're making. Be specific, be crisp, and be precise. They will, although you did stand out, I personally did not find you being very crisp and precise. It still was rolling your points. कम से कम शब्दों में आपको impact लाना है. Most importantly, if you are not aware of the topic, listen and improvise. Use statistics for facts. Initiate and give chance to those who haven't spoken. And most importantly, speak no matter what. Now over here, this tip that I'm sharing with is especially for those who are not very quick witted, in speaking. My suggestion to you is don't be in a haste to initiate the group discussion. Wait, let somebody go on. उसको रुकाया जा सकता है, उसको stop किया जा सकता है, but what happens is it gives you that jet start. It helps you buy some time to think, build your points and then attack. सामने वाले की strategy देखो और फिर attack करो. That also is a very good, GD trick to kill it, to nail it. Do not initiate it, especially if you're not extremely confident with the topic. Wait for the first person to speak and then you enter or jump into the GD. But when you jump in, you should bag it. Most important don'ts. Do not interrupt others before they are done speaking. इसलिए listening बहुत important होता है. हर स्टेटमेंट में एक फुल स्टॉप होता है. उस फुल स्टॉप के बाद आपको बोलना है I would like to say something. I would like to add on to what you're saying. I hear what you say, but I would like to say something. तो वो जो फुल स्टॉप होता है उसके लिए आपको रुकना है और वो फुल स्टॉप आपको तभी पता चलेगा जब आप दोनों कानों का इस्तेमाल करेंगे. We have been given 2 ears and 1 mouth. That means we are supposed to listen more, speak less. As far as possible, don't change opinion. It's okay to say, I agree with both pro and con. Okay. But again, when you're saying that, you need to have very strong points. सिर्फ इतना बोल के काफी नहीं है. But if you have already started that it's a pro, then you have to stick to the pro. You can't change it midway. Then it shows that बंदे में दम नहीं है. Don't make fun of any participant. Do not get upset or react sharply over any criticism that comes your way. And most importantly, and forever, in any GDPI, don't bluff. That's cardinal rule of any GDPI. Do not bluff. Do not lie. Okay, I think I already have 3 interested candidates. So Ramya, I'm pinning you. Ayushi.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I have. So, ma'am, like in the previous discussion, I guess Akansha or one of the participants said that it is basically like it is a boon for women. So, if I
Hmm.
want to I disagree with that statement. So, is it
Hmm.
okay if I say that I'm sorry, I am sorry, but I find your statement or stance very biased, gender biased. So will it be considered as
So, number one, Simoni, it was not gender biased. It was very narrow. So
okay?
let me recollect who has stated it. Akanksha had made a point which was very women specific.
Yeah.
Okay. Ideally, what was expected was either of you, either of the remaining 4 participants say that Akanksha, you are giving only half the perspective. Only women don't work in an organization, or only women don't require work-life balance.
Mhm.
Agreeably, I am of the opinion that women do have a raw deal when it comes to a work-life balance, because today even I am an employee, my husband is an employee, but being the woman, most of the times I'm responsible for managing the homely chores, making sure that his breakfast, his tea reaches his table while he works from home. And I have to juggle all that between managing my kid, managing my work, managing my home, everything. So that's not fair. Women do have to manage many aspects, but that does not mean men don't have it rough. And that does not mean that we can only put forth women centric perspective. So, Simoni, to answer your question, what you are supposed to do is you are supposed to say that Akanksha, you have stated or given only half the picture. We are talking
Okay.
about work life balance or work from home, correct? And work
Yeah.
from home is not only women specific. Even men have been working. They may have their own views. So so we are talking about employee productivity, we are talking about employee motivation, we are talking about employees being engaged to work. Now what most of the organizations are struggling is people are working but they don't feel connected, they feel disengaged in remote silos. How to bring them together, how to have that sense of belongingness within employees. So that can be a challenge even for men.
Okay, ma'am. Noted. Thank
Okay.
you.
Ayushi, who else would like to? Ria. I need one more. Chanchal, I'm adding you. Any other doubts, especially the participants? Please switch
Yes,
on
ma'am.
your camera.
Yes, ma'am. I had one.
Hmm.
Deval.
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
Yeah, ma'am, I had a couple of questions. The first one beginning with what you, thank you for the feedback that you gave me for the
Hmm.
initiation. Actually, the reason that I was not being crisp and precise is because I was just spiraling. Because as you mentioned that I have been speaking for over 2 minutes. So in that
Yeah.
situation, for example, if some similar situation happens in the actual GD, and the
Hmm.
reason I said it because I had my GD structured that I would be speaking this point at this topic or this
Hmm. Hmm.
topic at
Hmm.
this point of time, but I had to speak up all my points at first. So how am I
Correct.
supposed to stop myself from, after initiating, I just have to stop myself. What do you suggest? How do I do it?
So if so there are two ways of going about it. Okay.
Okay.
Either say you have 4 points, and
Yeah.
you want to keep the remaining 2 as arsenal,
Right.
but I would never recommend that. It's okay if
Okay.
you go on, you have
Okay.
already bagged all the points.
Yeah.
Just improve upon your general communication skills, that how can you you know speak um, or articulate them in a better precise manner.
Okay.
That comes with practice. I
All
believe
right.
that it will not happen in an actual GD. Very
Okay.
rarely you get weaker participants along with you who will let
Right.
you go on for 2 minutes.
Correct.
Max you will get only 2 points to speak.
All
If
right.
you
All
get
right.
lucky, the third one.
Okay. And
And
another
my
thing.
my suggestion is, once you are done, तुम्हारा articulation हो गया, so
100.
you just take a pause. I would like to invite other views from the
Okay.
participants and just बैठ
Yeah.
जाओ.
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly what I was seeking. How do I allow my other participants to speak up?
So speak 75% of your quota.
Okay.
you know, the cream de la cream, most important points,
Right.
and then just wait back. Let's see what, you know, कौन कितना पानी में है.
Okay.
Ma'am, I
And
have a
ma'am,
question.
Ma'am, I have
another question. Can I finish?
one question. Yes, they will. One question.
Yeah.
Please.
Another thing, the thing about that, Simone mentioned later on about the cost and cost efficiency of the employee. For example, in a GD where I'm sitting, that some other participants comes up with a very interesting point, but I have a certain disagreement with it. So, is it okay for me if I appreciate the point explained and then disagree with it, or do I have to directly go with the disagreement and not show that the
So
participant?
you
has
generally don't have so much of time to express, you know, appreciation and disappreciation and everything. Okay.
Okay.
In a nutshell, if eventually you
Yeah.
are going to disagree with the point, come
Mhm.
straight to the disagreement.
Okay, like say like a simple sentence that I really like the point that Simone made, but I think I have to disagree with it. Is this fine? What I just said right now?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I wanted to be clear about.
If I were in your position and if I had the presence of mind, I would rather say, I beg to differ with Simone or Akanksha or whoever. Howsoever interesting the point
Change.
sounds,
Right.
you know.
Okay.
But see, the mere fact that I'm disagreeing with it, correct? The point can't be valid.
Right.
So तारीफ करने की तो वहाँ जरूरत ही नहीं है.
हाँ, बस correct. वही
Like-
जानना था कि should I be more
Yeah.
like modest? Do I need to be modest
Not
or
at
something?
all.
or-
Not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
Sing
Alright,
out
thank
the horn
Thank you.
sound. Yeah.
No, because if there's a valid point, that the participant definitely needs an appreciation for it. If the point is really good, that is
So
what I
if
believe.
it's
That is because it
genuinely
is a
good,
discussion.
if it's genuinely good, then you can say that, okay, that was interesting. Uh, you know, that was illuminating,
Okay.
or that was interesting.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, got it.
Another dimension, alternate dimension, but I disagree with it. However, I would like to differ.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yes, go on.
What if somebody else speak the point I prepared before me?
That's sheer dumb luck. Can't help it. Then you have to so कैसे हो जाता है? So brain agility is extremely crucial in a GD. You have made 4 points. Okay. You start crossing off कि ये गया.
Okay.
You have to immediately build the 5th one. You don't have a choice there.
Okay.
Yeah. Listen, that point has been stated. Maybe there is alternate dimension, fact, justification which has gone missing. कभी-कभी सिर्फ लोग बोल देते हैं लेकिन उसको अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन नहीं करते, तो वो शायद आप एक्सप्लेन कर दो.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yes, Megha.
Like you said that Deval went on speaking 2+ minutes and we gave him the opportunity to speak. But then
Yeah.
in the don'ts, it was like let the other person speak, then we'll like grab the opportunity.
So when a person speaks, so for example, if I have to open the GD, okay, and I'm saying work from home is definitely a boon. Okay. Employees have benefited as far as work-life balance is concerned. Organizations have benefited as far as cost cutting is concerned. यहाँ पे एक full stop आ गया है. This is the point where you are supposed to button or open your mouth and say, Devil, I hear you. However, I would like to say, and then put forth your point. Devil, those were very good points, but I would like to say something more. But I would like to add on to your points. Devil, I hear you, but can I speak?
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, can I put in a point?
Yes, Pramiksha.
Yeah, ma'am. Actually, I just wanted to ask, while you were saying, talking about do's, you said the 5th point was speak. What I'm asking is, what if there is a topic has been given which is something out of the box, related to general awareness or something, and we have nothing to speak about it. कुछ idea नहीं है उस बारे में बात करने के लिए.
So Pramiksha, you are supposed to go either second or third in the GD.
Okay.
Okay, definitely do not initiate because you are not aware.
Hmm.
Let the first two speakers talk,
Okay.
and your job is just to write down, listen and write down and comprehend.
Hmm.
Adding
Okay.
2 plus 2 is not a big job. Even donkey and monkey can do it. So you
Fine.
are supposed to do it. Listen to the first and the second speaker. By the time the second speaker is done, you will come to know whether the other participants know more than you or even they are clueless.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, I'm
Ma'am.
starting the GD. Simone, I'll take the doubt a little
Yeah,
later.
yeah, okay. Yeah.
Okay. Pramiksha, would you like to join the gang?
Maybe later on.
Okay, I need
I'm
one
actually
more.
a bit hesitant right now.
Then it's a good idea to jump in. But I would
Fine, sure, I'll do it.
definitely.
Yeah, no problem.
No, I'll put you into the third GD. Take your own time. Anybody
Sure.
else?
Yeah, okay.
Anybody who would like to join? From the previous batch, Megha, Yesha, Simone, Akanksha. Would you like to give a go? Improve your.
Can I try?
Yeah,
Can I?
definitely. I'll add both of you. So Simone and Megha. I'm adding both of you. Okay, please switch on your cameras. It becomes effective. I think we may not have time for a third GD. So I think I'm not sure. So Ramya, Ayushi, Ratandeep, Chanchal, Simone, Megha. The topic that you have is
Hey, chapad.
keep yourself mute, audience.
Swapna ma'am, I want to interrupt here.
Yes.
This is Ratandeep here, ma'am.
Yes,
I'm
Ratandeep.
I'm the chief manager from IBS only.
Oh,
Okay,
I'm
so
so
you may select one
sorry.
another. Yeah, that's fine, ma'am. You may select one another participant.
No, no
for
worries.
the
Fire,
yeah?
okay. I did
Yeah,
not
thank
realize.
you. Okay, that's fine, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes. A minute more for you to pen down your thoughts. Vrishali, what I'll do is I'll share the PPT. Somebody is asking me to show the points again. I'll just share the PPT. Good boss versus good company or good organization. All right, team, your time starts now.
Hi, so I would like to start by saying a good leader is the one who makes sure that the ordinary people achieve extraordinary things and tasks in their life. A good in the life professionally. A good company is nothing without a good boss. There Even though there are multiple aspects of a company, there are multiple departments, the department leaders need to make sure that they are valuable, they are to the point, that they make sure the employees are working properly, they are most productive,
So
irrespective
Monty, I
of.
agree to your point that human resources are the most important thing for a company. If you don't have like the leaders, good leaders, or the people who can like work to the best for the company, or they don't cannot take out the best in you, like in the employees, then it is of no use. The company won't be a good one. I agree to the point, and I also agree that if the leader is good, then he'll be able to like find out the good potential in you, and then he can have the SWOT analysis that we call it, your spot your weakness, strengths, and then we can work according to that. So I would also prefer that a good leader over a good company, because I think great leaders will only lead to great companies.
I would like to add on something. I would like to keep my points. Hello.
We are hearing you.
Yeah. So as I would just keep us a very good phrase in front of you all, like as we say that a rotten fruit can really affect the whole basket of fruits. So it doesn't matter if it's just a good boss or a good company. As far as we can learn anything good from either of them, it's the win-win situation. As we all know that it doesn't matter that we just learn from our boss, we can even learn something good that can be valuable in our life from even from our employees or even from our colleagues or anything. So we just can't be dependent. If the boss is good with us, we can go for it, or either the company is good, we can go for it. So it should be the it should be on both of the sides. It's not, it shouldn't be like either a good boss or a good company.
I beg to differ with you, Tejas. Though there are a big companies, though they are good companies, without a good boss, without a good manager, employee to execute is to give the best of his skills. It's very difficult. So if we have a good boss who don't do the micromanagement, we can give out our best. Any employees need a good boss so that to give our best. So the good boss is very important wherever, whichever company we go. Even there are instances where though the employees or a person's working in a good company, they come out of it because of the manager tortures, or a manager without having a good boss. So the manager or a boss is very important, with under whom we are working. So good boss is very important according to me. So
I would like to add some points, and I respectfully disagree with Ramya. I think good company with bad boss is better, because a good company takes care of their employees and look after their employees. Even if you have a bad boss, you can understand them and behave accordingly. There are many people above your bosses as well, and nobody can uh, uh, no nobody can take your talent away from you. Even if you have a bad boss, you can still excel in your field. You can still show your talents and skills you have, uh, and the company will see it obviously and take care of you, and you can stay long in that company. And also you can change departments if you have a lot of problem with your bosses and if you like the company. Thank you.
Yes, I totally agree with you. Like it really doesn't matter that the boss should be good with you or the people you are with, because as long as you can keep your stand up, you can just put forth your points, your talents, or whatever you have to be good enough for what you already are having in yourself. Good boss doesn't matter, because we are the people who actually go for a choice, like either to go for a good boss or a good company. So it all depends on yourself, on oneself. And you can't just be like, if there is a good boss to lead us, then only we can go for it, because one day you can also be the opposite side of the table, so you can also imagine yourself on that side. So just going for the good boss is not my choice, in my opinion.
Yes, the good boss is very important for the employee. Sorry, the good company is very important for the employees as well. So you get the benefits of the company, and you also get future benefits from a good company. The ethics of the company should be more better than
Okay,
the
I
bosses.
would
You can
like to
always
pause all of you. Thank you so much for participation, first and foremost. I have a straightforward question. How many of you did not understand the topic when it was shown? Like exactly bolna kya hai? How many of you were unclear? What exactly the topic was?
Ma'am, I did understood the topic, but I was just waiting for someone to just give a kickstart to the topic, and then I would
Okay.
just go on with my points.
Okay, okay. All right. So what happened over here is for first 5 minutes, okay, nobody emerged as a clear-cut winner. Okay, if I have to pinpoint one person whose performance really stood out, I could not do it in the first 5 minutes for sure. In the last 2 minutes, I will definitely say that Ayushi, you picked up, okay, and you did emerge as a strong speaker. But when you started, okay, you were perhaps the third one to speak or fourth one to speak, and you wasted a lot of initial time of your speaking by saying, let me say, initiate with a phrase and all that. वो उसकी जरूरत नहीं थी. You should have come straight to the point, or you can just start like that one good apple spoils the basket, and that says it all, that one good boss can actually spoil the culture or the organization. But when you say a phrase, there has to be some justification that follows with it.
Yeah.
Okay, Ramya, I was a little confused about you. You definitely don't seem to be a person who cannot speak or who cannot communicate. And I was expecting a little more because you spoke third, I believe.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
I thought that perhaps you have better gumption arsenal up your sleeve, and you might attack with your points, but that did not happen. You spoke about good manager, but there wasn't enough impact in the points, is my personal take.
Okay.
Chanchal, you spoke good company with bad boss, which was very interesting, a different perspective which was not brought by anybody else. So you definitely get a point for originality. One thing that I missed from all five of you was nobody spoke about actual examples of good companies. The classic examples when it comes to being a good company, you could just pick up any Tata group, you know, or any other group that is popularly known for not so great practices, employee practices, or not being fair to employees, or companies who, make frauds or go bankrupt midway and then employees go in lurch. Then what happens? So examples were missing. Points सिर्फ घूम रहे थे. That is a general feedback that I can definitely share. So mention Tata's, mention Reliance, mention any company who has gone bankrupt, Satyam scam, or the bank scam. They are the bad bosses, those are bad employees who make up a bad organization eventually. Or is organization responsible for creating such a strong culture that nobody can dare? So, for example, Tata has a complete non-tolerance for any unethical practices. So, something like that should have emerged. One or two examples, and that would have been a cherry on the cake. That's about it. Can we have one more GD? Who else? So I definitely am unpinning Simone and Megha because this was your second GD. Ayushi, Chanchal, would either of you like to continue? All right, Ayushi. Atharva, I'm adding you. Ramya, what about you? Would you like
Yeah,
to?
ma'am.
You're saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but I do need two
Yes.
more. I do need two more.
Ma'am, I'm in.
All right.
Yeah, ma'am, also.
Have I missed anyone? Saurabh, would you like to join?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay. Pooja. I think I have not added Pooja. Rutu, you also want to be part of it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
All right, that's about it. I think this is going to be a larger GD. I need you to switch on your cameras, everyone. Ayushi, Chanchal, Pramiksha, Pooja, Rutu. Okay. Saving the best for the last. So since I don't want the GD to bomb, I hope each one of you is aware with the famous or infamous Oscars issue.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, ma'am, I'm not about related to this topic.
Then you will have to listen to others and then jump in.
Yeah, ma'am.
Sure.
Same as me. I also am not aware of it much.
Okay, just a second, okay? In this group, how many of you have heard of it? Can you just raise your hands? Atharva knows, Ayushi knows. So let us give them a added advantage. It's related to the event, okay? But please, so this basic awareness of what's happening around the world is extremely important. Oscars mein Chris Rock was giving his performance, a stand-up comedy act, in which he passed a comment on Will Smith's, wife's appearance, which is basically a medical condition that she has. Will Smith lost his cool, went onto the stage, and he whacked Chris Rock, and that's the whole scene. So, who would you rather be? Would you rather be Chris Rock, or would you rather be Will Smith?
Should we start right now?
Maybe a minute.
Yeah, okay. That's
Yes, let the GD begin.
good afternoon, everyone.
Can I
So,
start?
Yeah. Atharva has already initiated.
sorry. Good afternoon, everyone. So, I would like to start with we all know what
Sure,
happened
no
at
problem. Carry on.
Oscars. So, I would like to be if the question is given, would I like to be Will Smith or the Chris Rock? So, I would like to be Chris Rock at this part. I would like to be a honest person who is doing his job, making everyone laugh, take off the stress, and rather be a jealous person or what you can say, the one influenced by his wife's choices. At first, he enjoyed the joke, and then after a partial break or a camera movement, we can see Will Smith getting mad, which was and lashing out at a public place or a person who is just doing his job, making everyone smile, is not a good thing to do. So I would like to be Chris Rock at this point.
But I
I'm
would
so sorry,
like to.
Atharva, but I would like to disagree with your point because I think it was a comedy show, right? So it should have been subtle, like you cannot directly point on somebody's wife or anybody, and you cannot make a joke out of it. That's what I think. It was a comedy show, could have kept it subtle, jokes, whatever जो भी है बोलो खत्म करो.
I don't know if you
मेरा
watched.
ऐसा like मानना है.
Voice is
And
breaking.
when
Rameksha,
talking
your voice is
about
breaking.
Will's reaction, I would say that he's a big star. He shouldn't have reacted. Sorry.
Samiksha, your voice is
Oh,
cracking up and
okay.
we can't hear
I'm
you.
audible right now. Hello.
Uh,
Ramiksha,
So sorry. I'm audible right now.
no, you will have to
No.
wait, unfortunately, in the GD or in the audience because your network is really cracking.
I would like to jump on
Okay,
at this
no
time.
problem.
In my
yes,
opinion, I
please.
would be Chris. I would be Chris after what Will did to him, because he did not lose his cool as Will did. And also, in the fact, we know that they both were wrong at their place, because Chris was not the person who is at the place where he can make the fun of Will's wife, because she is going through a disease which we don't know how much is affecting her. And talking about Will's reaction, it obviously was not right, because lashing out like that in an international television award scenario, so it's really wrong and really unethical. But what Chris did after that was really hats off, because he did not lose his cool and he continued, and he did not stop there. So I would be Chris after what Will did to him.
I would like to add some point. Excuse me, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes,
we
Chanchal,
all.
please go ahead.
Yeah. If I were given a choice, I would have given a choice. I would be Will Smith, sorry, because this is not the first time that the comedian has taken a shot on the Will Smith's wife. In 2016 Oscar also, he while he was hosting, he had passed some comment about her. So I feel what Will Smith did was out of her wife's respect, and I think anybody would have lose their cool, because it was not the first time he did that, and obviously
But
she was going through some disease. So
yeah, but
it may
if
be
he
wrong,
had
but
to
it
react,
was, yeah, it may be wrong, but it was out of concern and respect. So
Chanchal,
but
I
if
would
he
like to
had
add that
to,
you are given a warning that you are going to be on a
actually, I'm
show where you are
speaking.
going to. Sorry, Alushi, you're.
Yeah, actually, the network issue is creating a lot of chaos. So yeah, I was saying that if Will really had to react on what Chris just made fun out of his wife's disease or wife's appearance, he could have also just went after the Oscars, telecast, and he could have just pointed out at that time, rather than just going on the stage and just shoving his hand off on his face. He could have just gone backstage and then let him know that what he just made fun out of was really wrong, and it really hurted his wife and himself. So I think he could have really reacted differently at that moment. He could have, if he was really enjoying, as we all can see that on the camera, first he was really enjoying that joke, and then he suddenly just flicked. So he could have just kept his cool a little bit longer and then reacted it on calmly on backstage.
So if I may.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So just like Ayushi said, I totally agree to her. So that was not the place to like slap one on an international TV because someone, the words he used was not appropriate at all. And also whenever the show like this goes on a TV or when an international TV, you are already given a choice to rather would you like to be a part of that comedy show or not. Will Smith, who is a YouTuber also, he is also doing his comedy shows on YouTube. He's doing his podcasts. Jada is trying to be open about it. Jada is Will's wife, for those who don't know. So she is also trying to be open about it, doing her hairstyles and makeovers. She can give more power to it. She does her own shows for that also, as far as I know. So you know that you are going to be a part of that. It was not like that only she was the target. It was a joke about G.I. Jane. In G.I. Jane, if you have seen, the toy figure has the same hairstyle. That was
I
the joke.
agree. Yeah.
So it was just a joke about G.I. Jane that she could be she the next sports figure, a sports person,
Absolutely.
what you can say, a person that everyone enjoys to play with. She could have taken it in positive thought. Even Will did it in the first place. If you see the clip carefully, Will is laughing at first and then he lashes
Okay,
out
I'll
after
have
watching
to
his wife.
stop and
Excuse
intervene.
me, excuse
Yes.
me, ma'am.
Excuse me,
I-
ma'am. Yes,
yeah.
Ramya, go on.
Yeah, I would like to summarize this topic where Will or Chris, who would rather who would rather like to be. So Athar and Athar who spoke about for the Chris, and Ayushi and Pooja who spoke for the Chris. Like I would appreciate this group decision who did it, who gave up the good points about Chris. So even I would like to summarize this topic. So Chris, though he is a comedian, he was not supposed to. He was not supposed to had. He was not supposed to do any comedy on about some personal thing about a Will Smith wife, especially about Will Smith wife. So that was not a comedy part which has to be done on the international platform. So that he had it. Athav he had it. He spoke for
Ramya,
Chris
I'll
and-
have to stop you. There is a reason why I'm stopping you. A, we are
Okay.
running short of time. And B, you will have to read a little bit on how to summarize your point.
Okay.
Or how to summarize a GD. Okay. What you're doing is you're going around the points a lot. Summary is we have so and so points in favor of Chris. We have so and so points in favor of Will. Okay. This is how a summary of a GD looks like. And looking at the points, we can conclude. So over here, when we are giving summary, we are not supposed to give our personal points. If there have been 4 points in favor of Chris and only 1 point in favor of Will Smith, then as per the discussion, we can conclude that we would rather be, Chris than Will. So
yes.
GD में क्या हुआ? GD में 5 points Chris के favor में बोले गए, 2 points Will के favor में बोले गए. So GD tends to be in favor of Chris Rock. बस summary खत्म.
Ma'am, can I try concluding this one?
No. Okay. I understand Atharva. I understand Anushi. Perhaps you are more familiar with the topic. So, and I could very well understand that from the points. But again, even after telling you, you forgot the basic leadership rule that you both were done speaking once. Okay. And
Yes,
you
ma'am.
had almost covered your points. You did not initiate or make an effort to give a chance to Pooja or Rutu because they did not speak till the end. And Pooja, Rutu, why didn't you speak till the end? Doesn't matter, it was a simple topic. किसी ने मजाक उड़ाया, किसी ने थप्पड़ मारा, उसमें दिमाग लगाने वाली क्या बात है? कुछ भी बोल देते कि नहीं थप्पड़ नहीं मारना चाहिए था, नहीं मजाक नहीं उड़ाना चाहिए था. इतनी क्या बड़ी बात होगी? Correct. For me, Ayushi nailed with her point. Okay, Atharva, I know you initiated. I know what you said about Chris Rock, but what Ayushi said that I would rather be Chris after Will's reaction. Okay,
Right.
she just nailed it. मतलब 100 सुनार की एक लोहार की कर दी उसने.
Right.
Thank you, ma'am.
So that was a very fine point, which sort of stood out for in the entire discussion. That what you said, Atharva, was extremely valid as well. That he was just being a man with his job, putting a smile on people's face, making fun, which is part of their job. The whole reaction was the new angle to it, and if anybody wanted to speak in favor of Will Smith, okay, it is also possible that why do you have to look at him as a husband? Why do you have to look at him as an actor? He's just a human. As a human, I am eligible to make errors. I can lose my cool. It's okay. I lost my cool. And I apologized and I'm facing the repercussions to it. यहाँ पे लोग गाड़ी घुमा देते हैं लोगों पे और जेल नहीं जाते. I mean यहाँ पे उसने सिर्फ थप्पड़ मार दी लोगों की जान चली जाती है किसी की वजह से. कोई AK-47 लेके बैठ जाता है घर में फिर भी कुछ नहीं होता. They go clean shit. But why are we making such a big deal out of one human reaction?
Right.
He has not sold drugs. He has not sold illegal weapons. He has not killed anyone. He has not committed any crime, for the love of God. So then why not treat Will Smith as human? These are also points that could have been said if anybody wanted to support Will Smith. Just remember, okay? Sometimes it also goes in your favor. If 4 people are supporting Chris Rock, and if your points are valid enough, when you articulate, you still back the GD because you had the courage to go against the flow of thoughts and put forth your points. That also helps winning. It's risky, it's dangerous, it's rare, but it has been done in many GDs. Okay. With this, we summarize the whole GD part of this session. I personally require a small bio break. Jyotiram sir, with your kind permission, I will just take my bio break and be back in 2-3 minutes. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I'm back. Any other doubts from the participants? Ramya, Ayushi?
Hello, ma'am. I
Yes,
have a doubt.
Ritu. Yeah.
Actually, this round of GD where I was not aware about the topic, and everyone was just saying about Will and Chris, and everyone was just stating their point. So when you don't know about the topic, so how should you put your point like in a favor or in against, or just rolling over the points? What will be your stake in this?
Go with your gut. There is very little scope of thinking at that point, because any which ways you are not familiar with the topic. So if I have to share the screen, यहाँ पे I'm just trying to go back. What I'm trying to say, let me just show the slide. So you don't know the topic, okay? So आपको ओरिजिनलिटी पे और रेलेवेंस पे जज नहीं किया जाएगा, लेकिन आप कम्युनिकेट कर सकते हो, आप दिमाग से बात कर सकते हो, and you can definitely be polite enough if somebody is bullying. लीडरशिप एंड टीम स्किल्स सिर्फ पॉइंट्स उसी को मिलते हैं जो कोई वो डेमोन्स्ट्रेट करता है, तो वो एनी विच इज बहुत रेयर होता है, बट एटलीस्ट communication and analytical skills you can definitely possess and can demonstrate. So for example, जैसे तुमको क्रिस और विल का किस्सा मालूम नहीं है, but after listening to one or two people you realize that somebody has reacted or slapped, okay, a person in an academy setup, एंड यू रियलाइज कि एक एक्टर को जज किया जा रहा है, तो आप सलमान खान का या संजय दत्त का एग्जाम्पल तो दे ही सकते हो, और फॉर दैट मैटर इवन इफ यू हैव टू साइट एनी इंटरनेशनल एग्जाम्पल्स, the so-called RDJ who is so popular as an Iron Man, if you just wiki his back history, he has done a lot of crimes and has been a complete addict, and you know, if you have to really hold a person and start judging him or her, it's very easy. So that's the whole deal. You can be analytical, you can put forth examples, but communication is something that is a must. Open your mouth and just close your eyes and shoot an arrow. If it hits, it's bonus. If it doesn't hit, at least you will get the points for communication.
I was just scared, ma'am, because सगळे व्यवस्थित बोलत असताना आपलं अज्ञान नाही दाखवता यावं एवढाच मुद्दा होता, म्हणून मी बोलू नाही शकले.
See, Pooja, अज्ञान तर एक झालं. Okay, the mere fact that you have spoken or the way you speak, the evaluator will come to know whether you are jnani or ajnani. But if you do not make that effort of opening up, of communicating, then that goes against you, that that person did not even try. You need to open your mouth no matter what, whether you know the GD or you don't know. And if you don't know the GD, that's in fact you are in a better stage. वैसे भी मालूम नहीं है, बस अंधेरे में तीर छोड़ने हैं आपको, बस बोलते रहना है और मौका चुकने नहीं देना है.
Okay, ma'am.
have to speak.
Ma'am.
Yes.
मैम बट अगर जीडी में अगर कुछ हुआ नहीं है और पर पीआई राउंड अच्छा हुआ है,
See, that too keeps on happening. So forget right now, while you know, in an admission stage, later even in placement stage ये चक्कर चलता ही रहता है. GDPI से इतने जल्दी मुक्ति नहीं मिलती है लाइफ में. So you may perform really good in GD, you get shortlisted, and you perform bad in PI. ये तो होता ही है. Like there are stages, you know, not everybody attains that spot 1. So what happens to spot 4 and 10? Somebody gets lucky in GD but fails in PI, you know, or somebody gets lucky in several GDs, 3-4 GDs aptitude test clear कर गए और PI में मार्क खा गए, तो अब हम PI की बात करेंगे ना. और जब आप 3-4 GDs देते हो, while you give 3-4 GDs, you become master of GD. So by 5th GD you start clearing GDs also.
Ma'am.
Yes, Ayushi.
As you gave the feedback of like हमने किसी को initiate करने नहीं बोला, Actually, the thing is, when I am keeping my points, I actually finished my points and then I just gave a pause so that someone else can speak. So इसलिए मैं किसी का नाम नहीं ले रही थी, so that because the first thing is I can't see anyone's name on my screen. I don't know why. There's some network issue. I can even hear your voice, getting echoed. I guess it's my network issue, and that's why I was giving a pause so that
So
कोई
even
और
though
बोल
you don't
सके.
know the name, okay,
Yeah.
you can definitely utter a blanket statement that friend, can we give other participants in the GD who have not spoken yet.
Okay.
So don't need to name, and better not name, okay, so that the person doesn't also take it offensively. It's okay if you don't name, just say that
Okay, so I
let
can
us,
just say that let the
yeah,
other contestant continue.
yes, yes.
Okay,
Let
okay.
those who haven't spoken yet get a chance. Let's hear
Because
them.
yeah, because of this like Zoom meeting, I was just giving it a pause so that कोई और बोल सके.
Yeah.
But obviously in the virtual
Yeah.
thing,
And
I'll
there
do
are
it.
ways of saying it so that they also don't feel that it's a charity, or they are being insulted for not speaking all this while.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
Atharva, you wanted to ask something.
नो मैम, इट वाज द सेम थिंग कि मतलब अगर हम किसी का नाम
कैसे?
ले और उनका
हाँ।
आता ही नहीं होगा तो
तो
मतलब
वो उनका
हम तो उन्हें
प्रॉब्लम
ऑफेंड
है
कर देंगे ना.
ना यू जस्ट
हमने पिन पॉइंट किया उनको कि उनका आता नहीं, ऐसे नहीं लगना चाहिए.
so you could just say that let's hear those who have not spoken yet. Okay, let's give others a chance to mention or put forth their views. Ways of saying it.
Because of Zoom, I could see only 4 people, and there was only Pooja that was remaining. So I wanted to say her name, but I was afraid that if I ask her and she doesn't know the topic at all, then what will happen? That
It
it would be
happens.
like I am
It
doubting
happens
her or
many
anything.
times. So it happens a lot of time that somebody tries to say that, and the person doesn't speak. So it's okay. Somebody else. See, it's a traffic jam. आपने किसी को गाड़ी जाने के लिए रास्ता दिया और उसने गाड़ी आगे नहीं ली, तो पीछे का थोड़ी शांत रहने वाला है. वो हॉर्न बजा के आगे जाएगा, तुम उसकी मत सोचो. तुम नेक काम करके छोड़ दो, भूल जाओ.
Okay, and that was why I was not taking the name only.
Yeah.
I
Don't
wanted
take
to ask her
name.
to say it.
See, it's better not to take name in such a situation.
Yeah.
You can just address them
There's
as
one
those who have not been speaking as much, those who
Okay, ma'am.
haven't had those who haven't gotten the opportunity to utter yet. Many ways of saying it. English is a beautiful language. Okay. I need to touch upon some PI points which I would like to speak on. They stem from my own personal experience. Let me take you there.
Ma'am, what about the topics which we are not familiar with, like the politics topics?
Wait for first 2 people to speak and then improvise. All right. So when we talk of PI, okay, there are different types of questions that can come in a PI setup. I have just broken them into different categories. The first category is an introduction category. Always. And that question is, tell me something about yourself. Is there anybody who has ever given an interview so far? Then you would know what this question is.
Yes, ma'am. Lot of interviews.
Yes, Rutu. What do you generally say in this question? Or if you have ever prepared an answer to this question, Rutu, Deval.
Rutu, would you like to speak first?
No, Deval, you can go first, then I will go on second round.
Okay. So yes, ma'am. I have been to a lot of interviews, and when they ask about yourself, I generally try to make it something that is not down in my CV, because I think that they generally have. I believe that if they don't have the CV, then I can go with something, what is my name, where I am from, what are my academic achievements, my work experience, and I can talk about that stuff. But even I have a doubt that if they have my CV, What
Hmm.
can I speak about myself if they already
So,
have everything on the paper?
correct. So remember, those who are taking your interviews are not avid readers. They are not necessarily keen in reading each and every word that is put on that CV. Correct? And
Okay.
even if they have read, they may not know what are the points that you want to highlight.
Okay.
Correct? So this question is your opportunity to either um, tell the interviewee that there is much more to me than my CV, or
Okay.
I have given you my CV and I would like you to focus on these points.
Okay, but then I'll be telling the interviewer to make efforts and read what I have written. Instead, can I just speak out what?
No. You
Will
did
that
not get
create
me.
an?
You did not understand what I was trying to say. So whatever is your answer, okay, whatever is your answer is either something plus the CV that you have,
Yeah.
or your answer is within the CV that you have given.
Right.
Okay. If your answer is part A or type A, that you are saying much more to your CV, that means
Okay.
you are trying to communicate. You are trying to tell you are not telling it straight, but you are trying to say that मेरे CV में इतनी जगह ही नहीं है कि मैं अपने बारे में इतना कुछ बोल सकूं या लिख सकूं. मैं इतना महान हूं या मैं इतना ऑलराउंडर हूँ, एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर सब है मेरे पास कि एक सीवी में कैसे फिट करूं मैं अपने आप को. और व्हाट यू आर ट्राइंग टू से इज कि मैंने सीवी तो आपको दे दिया, अब आप इतनी मेहनत क्यों कर रहे हो कि पूरा पढ़ते बैठो. ये मेरे की पॉइंट्स है, मैं वो बताऊंगा इन दिस क्वेश्चन.
Okay.
टेल मी अबाउट, you have a choice what
Okay.
you want to do.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
In my personal opinion, this is a make it or a break it. मतलब ये decide करता है कि आपका इंटरव्यू एकदम तबला तोड़ जाने वाला है या टैंटाई पुस होने वाला है. कि एकदम मेक इट और ब्रेक इट काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चन होता है ये. अगेन हम ये कम्युनिकेशन से कभी हाथ नहीं छोड़ सकते. आपको कुछ भी हो जाए, यू हैव टू कम्युनिकेट. अभी जीडी में तो क्या है, थोड़ा सा प्रेशर रहता है कि कौन क्या बोल रहा है, बट पीआई में तो सिर्फ आप ही को बैटिंग करनी है, फील्डिंग करनी है, बॉलिंग करनी है, खुद को बचाए रखना है. No matter what you communicate, there has to be confidence and not arrogance. Those two are two different things. And how capable are you? What are they trying to see? They are trying to see whether a person can speak well. That does not mean fluent English. When we say we want to see if a person can communicate, what we are trying to look when I'm in an interview setup and when a candidate is sitting in front of me, मुझे ये नहीं जानना है कि वो कितनी ज्यादा रेनन मार्टिन वाली इंग्लिश बोल पाता है. नो, मुझे ये जानना है कि उस इंसान के दिमाग में जो चल रहा है वो शब्दों में अच्छी तरह से ढाल सकता है कि नहीं. स्पष्ट संवाद कहते हैं उसे. Whether you can articulate in how many broken words, it doesn't matter. But whether you can articulate your views and points into words, that's communication. Then we come to grammar, then we come to vocabulary and everything. But when we are communicating, our body language speaks, our eyes speaks, our hands speak, everything about our image speaks volume. Words come later. Remember that. How are you able to communicate? ये देखना है. सेकंड देखना है कि कॉन्फिडेंस है कि नहीं, कि हाँ बंदे ने 80% तो मिला लिए लेकिन उसमें कॉन्फिडेंस रत्ती भर का नहीं है, तो मेरे लिए उसका कोई वैल्यू नहीं है. वेदर यू हैव आत्मविश्वास और नो, वेदर यू बिलीव इन योरसेल्फ और नो. इफ यू डोंट बिलीव इन योरसेल्फ, व्हाई शुड आई विल डिस्कार्ड यू. और आपकी काबिलियत क्या है, कुछ तो आप में खासियत होनी चाहिए कि मैं आपको क्यों सिलेक्ट करूं. व्हाई शुड आई थिंक ऑफ यू. क्या है आप में, कौन तोप हो आप. तो कुछ तो होगा, and each person has that काबिलियत. It's a different matter or a different story, that whether you're aware of it or no is a different story altogether. But I believe that each one of you who are sitting over here in the audience, you have capability of doing or putting, giving some additional value to an institution or an organization for which you are interviewing. You have that capability. Maybe you have not introspected well about yourself and you're not aware of it. You don't know what is your capability, but that's a different session altogether. But ये तीन ही चीज देखते हैं when we ask you this question. Tell us something about yourself. Whether you are able to string words into a sentence, string, in fact, string your thoughts into words, whether you're confident and whether you're capable. The second set of questions are domain questions. Okay. Now this comes typically in a job interview setup or a campus selection setup. I don't know typical admission related setups में domain questions कितने पूछे जाते हैं. तो domain question नहीं आते, वहां पे general knowledge related question आते हैं. अभी इसका do's and don'ts क्या है? You have to be honest. You are allowed to say I don't know. Nobody is expecting you to become a search engine like Google. Okay. But you're allowed to say I don't know only once or twice out of 5 questions. इसका मतलब अगर आपने don't know 5 बार बोल दिया, समझ लो आपको वो सीट नहीं मिल रही, जॉब नहीं मिल रही, कुछ नहीं मिल रहा. But you're allowed to be human. You are not expected to be know it all. एक या दो बार आप don't know बोल सकते हो. That's perfectly fine. Remember, झूठ नहीं बोलना, झूठ बोलने कौवा काटे. Do not bluff. अगर किसी सवाल का जवाब नहीं आ रहा तो प्लीज से I don't know. भले इंटरव्यू 10 मिनट का 2 मिनट में रैप अप करके बाहर जाओ, लेकिन एटलीस्ट तमीज और इज्जत से तो बाहर जाओगे. अगर वो इंटरव्यूअर को पता चल गया कि आप ब्लफ कर रहे हैं, तो वो आपकी उतार सकता है. And that is really shameful and demeaning. And stress interviews are reality. So if you are found bluffing, it can get very ugly. So don't bluff. Strengths and weaknesses. You all have strengths. I genuinely believe in that. You may not be aware of them. So I have certain questions related to strengths. Okay. Is there anybody in this audience who is confused as to यार ये strength डालू क्या मैं, कि मेरे अंदर क्या strength है जो मैं mention कर सकता हूँ, especially in an interview setup? सबको अपनी strengths के बारे में मालूम है, then you really are making me jealous. Very good. Those who are hesitant to raise your hands, okay, I would like to share few common strengths that each and every student has demonstrated, but they may not be aware of it. Okay. First and foremost, every class, in a class of say 50 or 60, there are 3 to 4 students, okay, जो बहुत अच्छे से notes बनाते हैं. आप में से कोई ऐसा है जो जब नोट्स बनाता है ना, तो भाई वाह, किताबों की तरह नोट्स बनते हैं उनके.
Yes.
They really get photocopied zillion times so often कि वही तो करता धरता होते हैं पूरे क्लास के source of reading. It is a extremely valuable strength that A, you have good presentation skills. B, you're very clear in your thought process, that you don't make any errors. You have precision to your work. Error किए बगैर काम करने को precision कहते हैं. And precision is a extremely important and sought after strength in today's world. Okay. You are क्या बोलते हैं उसको, meticulous in your work. You have attention to detail. सब कुछ ठीक से नाप तोल के काम को करने को प्रिसीजन कहा जाता है, मेटिकुलसनेस कहा जाता है. These two are important skills. As a fresher, you can definitely mention in an interview setup, especially if you have been one of those who have demonstrated these skills throughout your student life and you are not aware of. Then there have been category of students that I have interacted with जो शायद अपने schools, institutions में कुछ कमाल नहीं करते हैं, but they are extremely active within their communities, within their societies that they have, lived in. Whether it could be organizing a 26 January festival, whether it could be, the recent Gudi Padwa procession, any regional community procession. Now, I'm not getting regional over here. I'm not getting religious over here. But what I'm trying to say is, within my community, within my society, I have helped organizing XYZ events. And when you help organize any event, it includes budgeting, it includes sales. चंदा मांगना पड़ता है ना हर घर में जाके मैम contribution दो, वर्गणी द्या, whatever you call it, holy celebration contribution, Ganesh Pandal contribution, yeah, Durga Puja contribution. There are hundreds of occasions in India, and you could have participated in those events, and these skills get demonstrated. Budgeting, sales, convincing somebody to spare time, money, efforts, leadership, सब आ गया. टीम बिल्डिंग आ गया, क्योंकि अकेला इंसान काम नहीं करता, 4 लोगों के साथ काम करता है. सारे स्किल्स आ गए आपके, और क्या चाहिए? Okay, so you are allowed to use non-academic extracurricular, co-curricular activities, personal interests that you have taken in life and show them as your strength. Weakness, you all have weaknesses. झूठ मत बोलना, हम कोई भी perfect नहीं है. It is important to accept them. जब ये सवाल किया जाता है, what are your weakness? The interviewer is not expecting you to be perfect. The interviewer is not expecting you to be flawless. The interviewer is expecting you to be human. A humble, confident human. जो बोले कि हाँ मुझ में 1, 2, 3 खामियां हैं, okay, but I'm aware of them, and most importantly I'm consciously working to reduce them. इतना बहुत है. यही सुनने का है उनको, और कुछ नहीं सुनने का है. So tricks and traits are also important. कौन सा weakness लिखना है, थोड़ा सा वो ध्यान देना पड़ता है. Be a little diplomatic. बहुत ज्यादा राजा हरिश्चंद्र बनने की जरूरत नहीं होती, but still that doesn't mean you are allowed to be arrogant or bluff master. Then there are some situation based question. यहाँ पे क्या देखा जाता है? Quick wit. सवाल किया और जवाब, हाजिर जवाबी बनने में है कि नहीं. So क्या सवाल आ सकते हैं? What if the job requires you to work from alternate location, work from home, ask you to relocate, बोरिया बिस्तर बांध के जाना है बैंगलोर या दिल्ली. What if the job requires you to fire someone or give bribe? तो ऐसे situation based questions पूछे जा सकते हैं. In an admission setup, it could be asked, what if we decide to reject you? So what are we trying to test? What are the questions trying to test? A, the question is trying to test your presence of mind. कि आप ट्रैप हो रहे हो या आप जंप करके ट्रैप को क्रॉस कर रहे हो. The second point that we want to see in this question is your confidence. कि आप डर के जंप कर रहे हो या कॉन्फिडेंटली जंप कर रहे हो. And how flexible you are as a person. Okay. Now, presence of mind is I believe few people are naturally born with that skill. तो उनमें हाजिर जवाबी हमेशा से होती ही है, मुझ में नहीं है. I accept. मुझ में हाजिर जवाबी नहीं है. Just a second, I'm not done. Yes, I will take all the questions. I'm about to wrap up. Okay. So those who suffer like me, who do not have presence of mind, I can get trapped easily. In an interview setup, what is the trick to this? Buy some time. If such a situation based question is asked, and if the answer has not popped on your mouth instantly, then you can say, can I think an answer? So you're being polite. You're being confident that you want to buy some time, just a few seconds to think. उतने में क्या मिलता है, ब्रेन को थोड़ा शांत कर सकते हैं, हाइपर होने की जरूरत नहीं है. And then answer whatever, so you don't react, you respond. That's it. Okay, I'm all open and yours to questions.
Ma'am, I wanted to ask you what kind of weaknesses we can tell them. ऐसे जो practical लगे.
Supriya, your
Yes,
voice
ma'am.
is cracking a lot. Can you please post it in the chat box? Meanwhile,
Yeah,
I'll read
yeah.
other questions.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, I'm reading few questions that have been already posted. If the topic is not known to you and in the GD section we are not able to speak. When PI round went well, GD didn't then. So Vidhi, this kind of case happens only, matters rather only in a admission setup, where your total score will get affected. क्योंकि GD के मार्क्स अलग लिखे जाते हैं, PI के मार्क्स अलग लिखे जाते हैं, दोनों को जोड़ के आपका फाइनल स्कोर आता है. So this will overall affect an admission process for sure. For example, जैसे MHCET होता है, महाराष्ट्र की CET होती है, तो आपका स्कोर कम आएगा, you will get a lower percentile. But in a job interview setup, by and large, GDs are conducted as a filtering round. Okay, so if there have been 100 applicants, then 4 GDs are conducted, and only in total 20 interviews take place. So if you have performed badly in a GD, then you are out anyway of the process. PI तक आप पहुंचोगे ही नहीं. I hope this answers your question, Vidhi. Ma'am, how PI is different in college selection than PI for a company? Chanchal, I think I just answered. PI for admission process, marks
Yes, ma'am.
get added along with GD marks, and then your percentile or score is calculated. But for a company, GD is by and large a filtering process. So only select handful PIs get conducted for a company placement. Ma'am, what weakness can we talk about over there? Like, I like. Supriya, I really have not understood.
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
I was saying कि मतलब कैसे practically weaknesses बता सकते हैं जो कि personal ना होके professional sound करे वहाँ पर.
What are your weaknesses according to you?
For example, I'm a sensitive human, so अगर कोई
नहीं, we are talking about professional.
वही professional weaknesses क्या बता सकते हैं जो कि common है जो हर कोई बोल सकता है.
नहीं, common नहीं, तुम्हारे बोलने हैं. See, PI जो है वो बहुत ही पर्सनल इंट्रोस्पेक्टिव प्रोसेस है, तो मैं तो कभी नहीं बोलूंगी कि जो कॉमन है वो बोलो. तुम्हारा वीकनेस क्या है वो बोलो.
बट ऐसा क्या बोले कि जो प्रोफेशनल साउंड करे और पर्सनल नहीं वीकनेस. आई डोंट नो.
साउंड करने की जरूरत नहीं है, हर किसी में बस प्रोफेशनल वीकनेस होते हैं. कोई शॉर्ट टेम्पर्ड होता है, somebody is bad in communication, somebody struggles with stage fear. Many can happen. So I don't know which are yours, but typically by and large communication weakness बोलते हैं लोग, but they are not considered as a very good weakness if you are applying for a marketer's job or a sales job, because as a sales person you are expected to communicate a lot with customers, with dealers and everywhere. So there you cannot say that communication is your weakness in a company placement level, but while taking an admission you can definitely say that you're struggling developing your language, the primary English spoken language. That's a weakness. It's okay. My spoken English is not good. My spoken English is not as good as my written English. ऐसे बोल सकते हो. But I don't know what is your weakness. You need to ask me, कि ma'am, according to me, this is my weakness. Can I say it in an interview setup or no? Then I can answer this question. Otherwise, I don't want to answer any generic questions. तुम्हारा weakness मैं तुमको इतने छोटे span में नहीं बता सकती. Okay, Vidhi, I have a brilliant answer for this, and I was stumped. Okay, so I did ask this question for an IPSAT selection process in Hyderabad to one candidate. Okay, and believe me, there was no need to ask that question to that candidate because she was so good. She was so confident in the entire interview. She was an experienced professional. She had work ex of 2+ years. She was good in her academics. और मतलब पूरा इंटरव्यू अच्छा था. मैं देखना चाहती थी कि whether she gets strapped or no, and she clean bowled me with her answer because her answer came instantly without any time delay. So didn't even ask me for a time that can I think an answer. So my question was, what if we reject you? And her answer was, I'll try again next year. I got clean bowled with her answer. And she did not say that arrogantly. She did not raise her tone, pitch, was not rude, was not angry at all. If I ever meet her again in my life, I would love to, shake hands with her and say that you had a splendid interview performance. Till day, I have not come across anybody with so much of confidence. Because I have asked that question time and again to many people, and people have got stumbled, people fumbled, people got scared, people got nervous. No, don't do that. People started reacting. There was only one candidate in last 7 years of this job that I have been doing. Without a beat, she said, I will try again next year with a smile on her face. I still remember that incidents. Megha Shikha, you have raised hands. Do you have a question? Jyotiram sir, I think then we can call it a day from my end. I'm done with my part.
Okay.
Ma'am, I had a question.
Yes, Khushi.
Ma'am, how should we answer questions like why should we select you?
So you need to know what are your strengths, and those strengths should be the reason why you should be selected. The strength could be you have excellent team building skills, you're a good leader. And when you say that you have team building skills, then you need to have one experience, one example, which validates or which proves that yes, you have team building skills. Okay. If you say that you have leadership skills, then you should have taken initiative in either your college life or school life to do something, manage a event, host a event or anything. So two skills, two strengths, and their examples should be the reason why you should be selected.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Ma'am, can you give some topics that we can prepare for GD? Like
Vidhi, there are plenty of topics of internet. Just Google the recent, GD topics. 2022 की list अलग है. So don't even go for 2021. So Ukraine, Oscars, whatever are the current, अभी ये unlock हो रहा है पूरा, that COVID protocols are being taken away. So are we heading towards a bigger risk because we are not expected to follow any COVID protocols? That could be a GD topic. So you will have to keep yourself updated with what is happening around in the world, and that can become a potential GD topic. Anybody else? All right, that's about it.
Yeah, I think all questions are over.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, ma'am, for the wonderful session and wonderful guidance to students. Thank you, Ratanji. Thank you all the coordinators, marketing officers, and students for a further help. Like, be in touch with your counselors, and wish you all the best for your selection process. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for your time, ma'am. It was
Yes.
brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you. Thank you to all the students for
ma'am.
making it an exciting
Thank you,
session.
ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you,
Bye
ma'am, for
bye.
giving such a
ma'am.